Let's see. I received your email yesterday. Not email, your message with your essay, and I was taking a look at it. Okay, so let me show you my screen. Okay, give me just a second. Okay. So, all right. So this is the essay I received. Now, the first thing that I noticed is about how many words we agreed. Okay.
Okay.
That's 250. We agreed 350.
Yes.
Okay. When you write the essay in TOEFL, they'll tell you you need a minimum or maximum or so many words. If you don't meet that, that's points off without reading the text. They're not, I mean, the first thing is if you meet the criteria with how many words, if not, points off. That's it. That's the first one. And also, I have my notes here. Okay, right here. So I made some marks. For example, here, it is difficult to choose a career that lead. Remember, we're talking about third person, so don't forget the S, leads. Okay. Also, I see that you have a run-on. What's a run-on? It's just a statement that has no end. So what I decided to do here is finish it. I finished this statement here, okay? Eliminated the but, and I started another statement here, but we need to capitalize you. Okay. Any questions at this point?
No.
Okay, and also I can see here that your thesis statement, or your main idea here is here, where you are giving your posture. Are you against or in favor? And
Yeah,
you're,
I can see where you are. I think you
can see my screen?
I can see only the screen, but know what you mark, what you do.
Okay, here?
Ah, yes, that I can see.
Okay, yes. Okay. So yes, don't forget here an S. Okay. Leads. And like I said, all of this was a run-on, no end with each statement. So I added a period here and deleted the but, started another one, and here another period, and capitalize you. And your thesis statement gives you the posture. Do you agree or disagree? And you say that you disagree. Okay. Arguing that you have information on the internet.
Yes.
Okay. And do some research to find out what's best. Okay. Good. Now, remember, once you do your thesis statement, you have to support your thesis statement. What I'm trying to
This
say,
is first. I disagree with the statement. This is the first. This can be the first.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to mention, that according to what I read, that's your posture. Now, once you decide your thesis statement, everything has to be on this one, on this. Everything has to be based on your thesis statement. But remember, you're exposing, okay, at the same time. And you gave an example, okay, about artificial intelligence.
Mhm.
And I do agree with the information that you're giving, okay? Only here I made a small observation. Oops. Let me see. It says, days ago, I read an article that said, we use say and said when it's people talking. Here we are mentioning an article. So what about using states, stated, stating?
Or it can say and talk
That's,
about
that's more people saying something.
that state.
For example, you're talking about an article.
Yes.
You're saying that the article said,
Or it can be that the author said.
no, what I'm trying to say is that if you talk about a person in particular that is saying something, it's better to use say, the word say, or the verb say, or the simple past said. But you're talking about an article, you're talking about it.
Okay.
It's better to use state or stating or states. And we reviewed a couple of different options about that, about quotations, remember?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. And then, well, you're exposing, so this is good. I like it. Only I see one statement. Okay. And then we have another one that is very long. Two statements,
Mhm.
two sentences in one paragraph. The minimum is 3.
Okay.
Okay. So be careful. And we have another one here. 2 years ago, my friend decided to study sales, and now he cannot is all together.
I put cannot for have more words.
They didn't let you.
No, for have more words.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Yes,
can.
it's
With
one word together.
okay.
Okay, it's one word together.
He can't.
That will be with a contraction, no problem. It's the same.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is this. That's cannot.
Okay.
Okay.
But I
And
can use can't. I can use can't.
yes,
Okay.
either one. Okay. And okay, again, 2 statements. And also, well, and reach more people. I eliminated the preposition here because it sounds too redundant. You already have it here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And here in the conclusion, for those reasons, I disagree with the statement because now you can see on the internet what will be the careers of the future and what careers will disappear. It doesn't give me a summary of what you talked about. It's,
It
it's,
doesn't.
no, it doesn't. It just gives me your posture. Again,
Okay.
so you need more information here. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So, okay. Now, this is the first essay. Now, another thing. The title, essay. Do you know how many emails or files does a teacher or a person, administrative person receives with that title?
No.
Bless you. Many. You know how many students write a paper just saying essay, essay. So how can I identify that is yours? How can I identify what type of essay?
Ah, okay.
Okay. So yes, all of these things you need to be careful. What kind of essay we talk about? Expository essay. Then you write the title and then your name.
Okay.
Okay, so that I can identify it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So any questions about this?
No.
No, no questions? Okay. All right, so let's jump into the practice homework. Did you complete this?
No, because you told me that I need to do the essay first.
And the practice homework.
I understand that we forget the practice and do the essay first.
No, I was going to give you a British Council homework, but I said no, because you already have the practice and you have your essay.
Okay. But
Okay,
you can do it now.
of course. Let's do it. Insert any semicolons or commas needed in the following sentence. Can you help me with the reading?
Okay. He slept through his alarm. Semicolon.
Where?
Luckily, his far after his alarm.
Okay.
Luckily,
Luckily.
his farce was cancelled.
Okay, good. Number two.
Sweeping over the dog, I dropped my cup. Nothing?
Okay. So nothing changes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
We practice every day after school and all Saturday. Semicolon. However, we lost the game.
Okay, good.
We
But
very
what about however?
comma.
Okay.
We baked 6,000 cookies. Semicolon.
Mm,
Knowing comma. Knowing that they always sell out.
five.
At Halloween, we gave out Reese's, Snicker, and Crash bars
Crunch bars.
and Crunch bars. Semicolon. Gumballs, caramels, and taffy.
Mhm.
Semicolon, and apples and candy corn.
Okay, good. What about six?
She's a little bit country. He's a little bit rock and roll. Not.
All right. And seven?
You will need to turn left on Cedar. Semicolon. It's the third house on the road.
Okay. And eight?
The rent is expensive. Semicolon. Moreover, comma. In after moreover, comma.
Mhm.
The house. Oh no.
After moreover? Okay, yes, that's correct. Moreover.
The house is pretty small. I didn't study for the test. Semicolon. I didn't have my notes. Comma. Having left them in the class.
Okay. 10.
Sam went skiing. Semicolon. Terry, comma. However, went snowboard.
Okay. You need another comma here?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm actually very, very satisfied with the result. So that means that you're understanding how to use a comma, a semicolon, and also the period, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. But we're not finished. Let's talk about transitions a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So worksheet for transition words. Read to practice using transition words and phrases. Remember, they link sentences together smoothly. Let's begin with two quick examples before you test your skills. Okay, example, the transition words are involved in these statements. We have a first example. First, I went to school. Then I play at the park. Okay, first, then, primero, entonces. Okay, but you're still talking about the first item.
Okay.
Okay, I went to the movie, even though everyone said it was scary. Okay, so we're using the transition and we are separating with a comma. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So now we have another exercise. It says here, underline the correct transition word in the following sentences. Now, you have 10 examples. Read them carefully and answer this part. Now, I'll give you 5 minutes to complete. Let me know when you finish.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm finished.
Okay. So read each statement with your answer.
Okay. Because it was raining, I didn't walk my dog this year.
Okay. So you chose because.
Yes.
Okay. So that's correct.
I love chocolate, so I eat chocolate candy whenever I can.
Okay. 3.
The test was really hard, therefore only 5 students passed.
4.
First, you have to answer the question. Next, you hand in your paper.
Be careful here. We don't pronounce the W. Answer. No. Answer.
Answer.
Okay. 5.
Then needs to go to bed early, otherwise he will be late for school.
Okay. 6.
You will see a big tree. Further on, you will see a fork in the road.
7.
He really loves reading. In fact, he reads almost all the time. That would not be smart. In other words, that would be idiot. Among the trees of the forest, the deer can run gracefully.
Okay. And 10.
You are always late. On the other hand, you can be trusted.
Okay. Good. Any questions here?
No.
I don't think so, right?
Yes.
Okay, so fill in the blanks with the transitional words or phrases that fits best. Again, let me know when you're finished.
Okay. In number 2, finally.
I'm sorry, number 2.
Yes, finally.
What is it?
Finally.
Oh, did you complete everything?
Yes.
Okay, let's go by parts. What's number 1?
Number 1, I don't have it, but number 2, finally.
Oh, try to complete it.
Okay.
Let me know when you finish.
Okay, I have.
Okay, give me just a second. Let me plug in my computer. Okay, so the answer for number 1.
In front of.
Okay, and don't forget capital letter, right?
Yes.
Next. Finally, you mentioned.
Finally, yes.
And 3.
Despite.
Okay.
After all.
Capital letter.
Yes.
Okay.
And in any event.
In any event. Okay. So, any questions?
No.
Okay. So, good. Remember, don't forget to take some pictures because we're going to use a lot of transitions in our essays, okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So, let's talk about a CNN article, okay? But this one, I find it better to read from the website. And, sorry about the advertisement. There's always a lot of
Don't
advertisements.
worry.
Okay, so punctuation. Yep, it's got its own holiday. Okay, and we have here who wrote it, Catherine E. Shoichet, a CNN article, and it's fairly old, 2016, in September. Okay, so what is it?
An article.
Yeah, well, like 6 years, right?
Ah, yes.
More or
More.
less. How
No,
many?
6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's read the article, okay? Can you help me with the reading?
I can help in loud. I don't understand when I read in voz alta.
Uh, well, I want you to read loud because I want to listen to your pronunciation.
Okay, okay. Aprecias de apóstrofe. Salud.
Appreciate the apostrophe.
Okay. Salud de semicolon anexal de
Semicolon.
exclamation point today. It's National Punctuation Day. The holiday started when Jeff Rabin, a
Ruben.
former reporter, grew increasingly frustrated as he spotted errors in the newspaper. I will sit at the kitchen table with my friend Sharpie, screaming obscenities which would upset my wife. Having told CNN, she encouraged me to find another outlet for my aggravation. In 2004, he secured a listing for the day in the Chase's calendar of events, reference book, and National Punctuation Day was born. The first 2 years it was on August 22 because that's my birthday. Having said, I figure if you are going to start a holiday, you should have it on a day you can remember. But he moved the festivities to September 24 in 2006, placing it squarely in the school year and honoring the number of his favorite baseball hero, Willie Mays.
Okay. So any questions on vocabulary here?
No,
What's a Sharpie?
like a marcador?
Marker?
Yes,
Permanent, right? I think they're
yes.
permanent markers. Okay, good. So what Rubin says, why did he choose his birthday as the birth of punctuation day? Why did
Because
he
it
choose?
has to being a day that he can remember.
Yes, that's correct. And that's actually very interesting. I never thought about it before, but maybe you do it. I don't know. But for when it comes to passwords or information that I need to remember to access something, I'm very bad. But I usually try to use information from very special events for me, and that nobody knows. That's why I can manage different codes and passwords and usernames. But
Oh,
but to create something as a holiday and do it on your birthday is actually very creative. I like it.
yes, that's right.
Okay, so let's continue.
A point to the day. The day isn't just for people who get cranky or misplace commas or hyperventilate over elephant hype. Robin said he wanted to help educators remind students that punctuation still matters even in an age of rapid-fire tweets and text messages. We are graduating children from high school now who cannot read and cannot write, he says. When these kids get out into the real world, they are going to be unemployed. He is not alone in his patch for punctuation. In her book Eat, Shoots and Lives, the zero tolerance approach to punctuation, British author Lynn Truss describes abandoned tiring a cafe, eating a sandwich, firing a gun, and walking out, all because of a poorly punctuated wildlife man.
It's actually a sarcastic comment. He's
Yes,
making a comparison of punctuation and a panda. They're
yes,
not understood each one. Okay.
okay.
So what do you think? What is your impression of this?
It's too aggressive.
I'm sorry?
Too aggressive.
Yeah. But actually I was thinking about it. Well, uh, it should be something basic in schools. But he's right. I remember when I was back in high school, I didn't have any education in punctuation. I learned that later
Ah, okay.
in college and also in on my own as a teacher. But they missed that part of punctuation. Okay, in my in my case, in where I got my education.
But in
The other
English or
part,
in Spanish?
I received Spanish education until I was 10.
Ah,
And I don't remember. Maybe yes, during elementary, I remember practicing some periods and commas, and because that we start from elementary, right?
yes,
But when I started school in the US, in secondary school, we didn't review any of that. I'm not sure if they did in elementary in the US. At least I don't think so, because a lot of people that graduated, they didn't know how to use punctuation marks correctly.
yes, I don't find this. You're right on the article too.
Yes, but that's different when schools teach you, but you just don't get it, or schools don't teach you and they're still graduating students.
Yes,
Okay, so it's a little complex. Well, when you write, I mean, and there's another argument here from the author. Uh, People don't write essays anymore. It's all about short messages on emails or also from texts. Sometimes we don't want to write a long essay. We just write acronyms, right?
yes,
To make it faster. So we change one thing for another one. We change effectiveness and and clear and fast messaging. We changed that, and we forgot about punctuation, proper writing.
okay.
Okay, and also in my experience, when I write an email, for example, I try to be very clear. So when you write information like in a long essay, people get bored and they don't follow things. And trust me, people with high hierarchy, they are mean. They'll tell you, I don't understand you, and they haven't even read the message. They just don't want. They don't feel to waste time in reading an essay, in an email.
Yes, yes, that's right.
That's what they do. Okay, and it's sad because the same how's it calling? The same requirements from work are also suggesting that we don't need to focus on grammar. I'll show you some examples. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me show you some examples I have here from my email. Let me just load it up really fast. Okay, Outlook's taking a little bit longer. Okay, it's there. So I'll show you. Okay, it's taking a bit longer to load, but it's there. Okay. So this is an email from a friend, a coworker. Okay, I created this chart, but he made some changes with an engineer for Caterpillar, and they added this column for the location. But forget about the list of people. So we have all of this information, and then he's telling us this is what's gonna happen, right?
Okay.
When you see all of this, oh, it's just too much info. You need to read. But when you see a chart, you're like, okay, these are key dates. ETA, that's the date it needs to get done.
Okay.
Okay. But imagine that you don't have this chart
Yes.
and you only have words. Would it make sense?
No.
No, right? It'll be too complex.
Yes.
And that's one reason at work that people don't care about punctuation, because they want to be effective. Now, everyone has a style and you adapt to the requirements that you have been asked to. Let me show you another example. I saw it yesterday. I need to find it. Try again. If not, we can see. Oh, I think I know. Here I have another email. And this is from a client from Caterpillar. And she's writing to me and she's telling me the following purchase orders were issued at this week. Okay. And she's telling me 1, 2, 3. What she needs. What she needs from me to confirm. For me, that's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I did was the following. Hello, Kate. Answers in blue color. I just like a little kid. I'm just going to answer on your questions. We have received POs. Please see attachments. Both POs correspond to...
This is your response.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's clear for her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I don't need to write an essay. Oh, for the first item, let me tell you that we received POs, blah, blah, blah. No, I received POs. See the attachments. In the attachments, you will see the actual file and you will find all of the information you need. But that's on your own. I'm not going to write it. What you need is there. Just read it. Both POs correspond to tooling. Okay, I am answering your question. And ship dates, not applicable.
Okay.
And then she writes back, provide an update. And then I bother my friends. But that's different.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So we changed the usage of punctuations. Why? One, because we don't use long text anymore. Why don't we use long text? Because people get bored and you want to be effective in writing.
Yes. And simplify.
Yes, the way we convey information is changing. Now, you mentioned something in your expository essay about robots and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
The only way we can compete with robots is doing that.
Doing.
And giving more effective in communication.
Okay.
So sometimes we need to stop doing things that were taking time. In this case, using punctuation.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. I mean, at least that's my argument.
Yes, mine too. And there are a lot of artificial intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's a lot of artificial intelligence nowadays.
Yes,
Everywhere.
yes.
Okay. So let's talk about the next essay. The argumentative essay structure and others for comparison. Okay. So let's see. The four main types of essays. An essay is a focused piece of writing designed to inform or persuade. There are many different types of essay, but they are often defined in four categories: argumentative, expository, narrative, and descriptive essays. So which one have we done so far?
Which what?
Which essay have we done so far?
Expository.
Okay, this one. And we want to focus right now in argumentative. Now, argumentative and expository essays are focused on conveying information and making clear points, while narrative and descriptive essays are about exercising creativity and writing in an interesting way. At university level, argumentative essays are the most common type. Why? Because you want to persuade, you want to convince someone. You're not only exposing, but also you want to make the person take a decision.
Okay.
So the essay that you wrote is more like a persuasive essay. It's leaning towards that because you're telling me, you're giving me an option.
Okay.
Because you tell me, do this or that. I choose this. And you're giving me reasons, so you're trying to persuade me.
Mm,
Okay. So, what's an argumentative essay? Skills tested, forming an opinion via research, building an evidence-based argument. Example prompt: has the rise of the internet had a positive or negative impact on education? Does it sound familiar, like your essay?
yes.
Okay. Now, the one that we were supposed to write about was expository. Knowledge of the topic and communicating information clearly. Explain how the invention of the printing press changed European society in the 15th century. Okay. You're just showing me information you want to expose. Narrative, creative language use, presenting a compelling narrative. Okay. Example, write about an experience where you learned something about yourself. Okay. So you want to tell me your experience. You want to narrate like it was a story.
Examples of my.
Como si fuera un cuento. Tell me about your experience. You're the narrator.
Okay.
Okay. And descriptive, which we call informative. And creative language use also describing sensory details. Describe an object that has sentimental value for you. Okay. No problem. Now, this is only to show you the comparison about each essay, but we want to focus right now in one in particular. Okay, argumentative essay. Now, can you help me with the reading?
Okay. When you are writing a persuasive essay, you need more than just an opinion to make your voice heard. Even the strongest stance won't be compelled. If it's not structured properly and reinforced with solid reasoning and evidence, learn what elements every argumentative essay should include and how to structure it depending on your own audience in this essay step-by-step guide. An argumentative essay is a piece of writing that takes a stance on an issue. In a good argumentative essay, a writer attempts to persuade readers to understand and support their point of view about a topic by extending their reason and providing evidence to back it up. Argumentative essay writing is a common assignment for high school and college students. Generally, argumentative essay topics are related to science, technology, politics, and health.
Okay. So, any questions here?
No.
We talk about an argumentative essay. We want to persuade. Okay.
Okay.
So that being said, give me just a second. Give me just a sec. So I have some examples of argumentative essays. Okay.
Okay.
The first example, argumentative essay example number 1. Okay. And as you can see, look at the paragraphs. They're longer, of course, but I'm pretty sure we have all the information there and we're going to analyze it really fast. As online learning becomes more common and more resources are converted to digital form, some people have suggested the public libraries should be shut down and in their place, everyone should be given an iPad with an e-reader subscription. Okay, this is something persuasive, okay? So let's all get an iPad.
Yes.
Okay, I have one, but it's not the one probably we would need. Now, proponents of this idea state that it will save local cities and towns money because libraries are expensive to maintain. They also believe it will encourage more people to read because they won't have to travel to a library to get a book. They can simply click on what they want to read and read it from wherever they are. They could also access more materials because libraries won't have to buy physical copies of books. They can simply rent out as many digital copies as they need. Okay, so you're telling me that instead of going to the public library, and maybe I don't read books, I read articles. So instead of reading the magazine on the public library, I can just log in into the library's website and look for that article, just rent it and read it. Okay. So that means that maybe I can, I'm paying like a subscription from the article. For me, that's not a valid argument because I can just buy the magazine online and they deliver it to my house.
Okay.
Right. But on the other hand, if you don't have to go to the public library, that saves a lot of time. Now, in my case, and for what I have seen, not a lot of people go to the library anymore. And you don't need to find an encyclopedia or a book in particular online to do research. This argument is more for people that like to be around books.
Yes, that's true. There are not too much people who goes to the library.
Exactly. It's only focused on people that like to read, actually like to read. And those people, they will use a book, they would use an e-reader, whatever.
Okay.
But for me, that is not my hobby. I don't find it very argumentative. Plus, buying an iPad just to read, come on. I can use my phone with that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue. However, it would be a serious mistake to replace libraries with tablets, which already is happening. First, digital books and resources are associated with less learning and more problems than print resources. Okay. A study done on tablet versus book reading found that people read 20 to 30% slower on tablets, retain 20% less information, and understand 10 less of what they read compared to people who read the same information in print. Additionally, staring too long at a screen has been shown to cause numerous health problems, including blurred vision, dizziness, dry eyes, headaches, and eye strain at much higher instances than reading print does. People who use tablets and mobile devices excessively also have a higher incidence of more serious health issues such as fibromyalgia, shoulder and back pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, and muscle strain. I know that whenever I read from an e-reader for too long, my eyes begin to feel tired and my neck hurts. We should not add to these problems by giving people, especially young people, more reasons to look at screens. Well, when I was younger and I had to read books, it was the same problem for me reading a book because I would spend hours reading a book and my eyes felt tired, strained,
Your
and I,
back.
yes, of course. Uh, I guess when it comes to using a tablet or your phone, comparing it to a book is very similar. I mean, you're gonna get tired. It doesn't matter what.
And for instance, now the tablets have a special. It's like you can fit on paper. The bright of the computer or the tablet is you can
Regulate
regulate. Yes.
the brightness. Yes, that's correct. But it's not necessarily the brightness. It's also the person that is reading, right? I mean, if you're not used to read, you're gonna get tired. Or
Yes.
what if you had a really rough night, you couldn't sleep, you're tired, and reading is just gonna make it worse.
Yes.
Okay. And for example, all of these things, shoulder and back pain, okay, carpal tunnel. Yeah, well, carpal tunnel is more for computer when you use your mouse. I don't think it applies too much for using a tablet. I don't
What
know.
is carpal tunnel?
When your hand hurts for using the mouse too much.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Yes. And also muscle strain. Well, it depends. If you use your tablet too much with your hands, you get tired, right? And depends what kind of tablet. You have an iPod, it's heavy, especially if you have a hard case that adds extra weight to it.
Okay.
So also, let's see. Okay, and also it gives us pretty good stats here. The difference between print and digital. Now, the disadvantage, one of the biggest disadvantages of using a tablet is that you get distracted.
Ah, yes.
For
Yes.
example, when we were reading the article online, we had different advertisements, right?
Yes.
So you get distracted. That's why, in my opinion, is one of the best. I mean, that's one of the best arguments to show that you're going to get distracted. That's true. It's going to happen. You're reading something online and all of a sudden you see this advertisement and they give you a YouTube video. You want to watch the YouTube video.
Yes. But I
Okay.
have a question in this article. In the first paragraph, they say that they contradict.
Where?
In the
Here?
yes, the first paragraph talk about an iPad and the idea and how it will be better, and the second
That's correct.
is
Yes.
it's
It's
that
contradicting, right? Yes. That's one of the things that we're going to analyze. Well, you're already telling me one of the conclusions. If you want to persuade, you want to be focused in persuading. Do not contradict yourself.
Okay.
That's a very good observation. So yeah, that's one of the problems with these essays. With this
You
essay.
have to put your 2 ideas?
No. Well, we're analyzing this essay.
Okay.
For example, you already identified that the writer is contradicting. That's one. Two, when you have arguments, make sure your arguments are solid, because you will find someone like me that, I mean, I have a lot of arguments too. You know?
Yes.
If you're gonna give arguments, yes, be very objective, but also be realistic, be real. Okay.
Okay.
Second, it is incredibly narrow-minded to assume that only service libraries offer is book lending. Libraries also have a multitude of benefits, and many are only available if the library has a physical location. Some of these benefits include acting as a quiet study place, okay, giving people a way to converse with their neighbors, holding classes on a variety of topics, providing jobs, answering pattern questions, and keeping the community connected. Now, this is a really good argument. That's correct. If I want to be in a place with other people like me, it's like going to a club.
Yes.
Right? You're not gonna go find someone that reads in the bar. At the disco, right? Maybe, I don't know, but that takes more time, right?
Yes.
To find out. Okay. So one neighborhood found that after a local library instituted community events such as playtimes for toddlers and parents, job fairs for teenagers, and meeting spaces for senior citizens, over a third of residents reported feeling more connected to their community. Similarly, a Pew survey conducted in 2015 found that nearly two-thirds of American adults feel that closing their local library would have a major impact on their community. People see libraries as a way to connect with others and get their questions answered. Benefits tablets can offer nearly as well or as easily. That's correct. The local library where I was raised in Texas, it was very small. And they got the funding and they made it huge library. And they had the study rooms, awesome, with boards. And they had a playground for kids with toys, and also more books and stories for kids. And they had a person there available so that she could read to kids. And also they had a gallery where they show some pictures, some paraphernalia, old paraphernalia about the story of the town. And they had a conference room, or more like an event room, so that people could rent and separate an official date so they could have a ceremony or they could study or something. So yes, remember, it's a public library.
Okay.
Or maybe I mean, if you don't know how to find a topic, you have people that are specialized in that and they can help you and assist you, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we try to do it, it's gonna take longer, but what if we need a very special help? Like, can you tell me the specific cases of pandemics, not in the world, but in this town? Wow. I don't know. That's very specific. Who's going to help you? The library, the local library, because they have records.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So while replacing libraries with tablets may seem like a simple solution, It would encourage people to spend even more time looking at digital screens. Despite the myriad issues surrounding them, it would also end access to many of the benefits of libraries that people have come to rely on. In many areas, libraries are such an important part of the community network that they could never be replaced by a simple object. I like this essay. However, the first two arguments are not as solid as the last one. Okay.
Mm,
So yes, this is just a simple example, and I will share this with you. Any questions?
no.
Okay. So yes, we need to start working in our argumentative essay, and it's due on Monday next week. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and I will send you this information so that you can study a little bit more. Okay.
Okay. I only search for a topic that says argumentative essay.
Yes, make sure it's a topic that you understand clearly.
Okay.
Okay. And could you help me with the daily survey?
Sure. Are we going to pass classes on the weekend or no?
Let me find out today because I have a lot of work, man.
Okay, okay.
I have a lot of work.
Okay,
Yes.
so let me know if you can, and if you
Yes,
can,
of course. I will.
no
Trust.
problem.
Trust me. I will let you know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.